I am back. Yeah, I got my coffee and I got my guest, Juanfra Abad. When I met you some years ago in Murcia, Spain, I already knew that you were a chain maker and that you were going to become an entrepreneur. I knew that for sure. So welcome to the Food Design Day. Happy Food Design Day, my friend. And we want to know you, and we want to know your project. Welcome. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Pedro. It's a pleasure to be in the festival. So you recognize our work, and well, we would like to introduce our little things we are trying to make to change the world of food design, because we are trying to make a better world, reducing the food loss. How do we reduce the food loss? We basically make food ingredients from byproducts. So we have a region where the food production of agri-food is very, very big in volumes. We got very huge amount of vegetables and fruits around here in the region. So we can have a look at them and see what they are going to do with fresh produce. So the fresh production is making a very big volume of this produce worldwide. So we are throwing away 1.3 billion tons of byproducts. So we are recovering these byproducts, we dry them, we mild them, and we make them very valuable ingredients for the food industry. So this is what we call upcycled food ingredients. And our motto is to make this because we are, on the other hand, having a very, very big amount of people who are in hunger. So why do we do this? We do this because we are in the best position to do it. And we have a long-term industry that is already doing that in some products. So we got the paprika products and we got the industry, so we can manufacture many other vegetables in the same way.
Wait a second, Juanfra. I think your sound is not working properly, or there is some technical issue that we have to overcome. Can you please, Ricardo, tell us what's going on? Can anybody check if the sound, if you can hear me, or it's just Juanfra?
Is the sound properly? Is the sound working properly now?
Okay, yeah, it's solved. Go ahead.
Okay. Perfect.
Sorry.
So the good news is that we've got the technology to recover these byproducts and make them a very valuable food ingredients for the industry. So what we are facing is that we are building our own laboratory to make this happen in an easier way for the food industry. So we try new ingredients, we recover food loss, and we help industries and food brands to introduce new ingredients in their recipes. So what is the good news here is that the COVID crisis give us an opportunity to make shorter supply chains. So we were worldwide. We were having this ingredient from Asia, and the good thing in the COVID crisis is that we are building our own value proposition from the need for the food brands to have their ingredients and have their supply chains secure for the clients. So what they want to do is that they want to have natural products, and we are not doing any chemical transformation for the ingredients. They want them to be recycled. They want to be sustainable way of doing, and we are using even a distributed manufacture process. So we don't own our own facilities from the industry. So we reinforce that industries that are already set, and they want them to be also a clean label. So the good thing is that we are natural, we are sustainable, and we are clean label. So we are helping all the food brands and food distributors, food ingredient distributors, to build their own clean label solution and to shift from the way they are doing now to a better way for a better and sustainable well in the food industry. And this is all possible because we are based on some region that we got the byproducts, and we are based on a country where the food industry is a very, very valuable, and there are many, many research doing on how these ingredients can be fiber, can be made into fiber, can be made into protein, can be made into antioxidants, and can be made all this stuff that is now building a new way of doing food design. So we are open to all that people that have an open mind and they want to do the shift for sustainable way of producing food ingredients and producing food brands in these three kinds of doing, a three valuable way of manufacturing and way of building their own brands.
Juanfra, what is the main barrier right now to scale or to reach your potential customer at Food Blast?
Okay. Well, what we are facing to scale up is that there are not much technologies in an industrial model that can do this. So the good thing is that we are now investigating how can we scale this up through new technologies of the drying processes. So traditionally, the drying process has been done by just get the byproducts, and so the sun is drying them up. But the way of doing the transformation from a fresh product that have 2 weeks of expiry date to give them the opportunity to be reintroduced in the food chain in a 2 years long expiry date, is that's the main issue that we are facing in our processes. So because the research done of what is good and the bioactive principle that have their ingredients is already done. We have a lot of investigation doing on that. But the bad news is that we have probably to build our own facilities to make this process from passing from fresh product to dry products.
And my dear friend, for that, you need funding, you need resources, money, yes. Because lots of people believe that startups live out of the air. And institutions and investors and banks and the society need to understand that startup needs resources to change the world, to make the food systems more sustainable and more resilient and more healthy. And for that, we need resources. So in your case, you need money to scale up your technology. But also, I think, Juanfra, your customers may have like a barrier of the price barrier, because the food industry, unfortunately, have focused on price ever. Price is being the competitive advantage or the differentiation. So if you focus on price and low margins, how are you going to pay for a recycled product? So is that what you're facing as well?
Well, you probably, as an expert on food design and food industry, you probably have pointed out that the key points on this industry. Or the other key point is that you can secure the supply chain, and you can make the same product on a long term. It's not variable, because the nature is something that is changing nowadays, every day. And the good thing here, Pedro, is that, well, the price is a key point on the industry, but take this into account that we are getting byproducts that are probably just thrown away or are just given for animal feed. So the good thing is that as long as we can be cost effective on the transformation process, we probably can build this up with better values at the same and even at the same price as the competitors are now doing on a sustainable way.
I would like to mention another thing. Maybe they're not their willingness to pay for that for your product is low now, but they have to understand. I'm talking about the industry. They have to understand that they need to invest in changing their practices, and this investment is part of their greenwashing thing. Even if it is fake, it's needed. They need to invest in sustainability. So we may convince them in any way from FORK or from institutions that they need to pay a little bit more because they are investing in sustainability, and they can communicate that to their customers and the society. So I think this is something that we should work together.
Definitely, Pedro, because we are in the old Europe, and the old Europe is faced as the continent that has to base their growth in investment. They got to base their growth in sustainability. They got to base its growth in innovation, right? Mm-hmm. So we probably have the one only path, and that path is innovation, and that path got to be also with a very big connection between the research world and the academia with the enterprise world. And the best way to do it, I face it, Yanis, is in a startup model. Yeah. And as you pointed out, the investment, we see very good news from green investment. So we are on the wave, and all these had to be put it out with examples. The examples is the best way that enterprise.
No, we call it concrete actions. Concrete actions. I need to just say thank you to you. Happy Food Design Day, Juanfra. It's lovely to have you on the floor with us, sharing your story. And we need to go to the next guest. So thank you, Juanfra, for being here. I really appreciate your friendship.
It's been a pleasure, Pedro. Always.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed.
And